All right, what's happening, everybody? Today, let's talk about what we learned over the weekend, shall we? Let's talk about preseason game number 2. I made notes for myself, so I'll click over to my notes. Number 1, Tony Pollard, the straw that stirs the drink. How big a raise we got to give Tony Pollard? What's he want, $15 million? That dude is the straw that stirs the drink. I'm sorry, I started with a running back joke. I hope Zeke gets to camp soon, but that was a nice day for Tony Pollard, wasn't it? Not just as a receiver or a fun toy, but looked really good, running the ball between the tackles, outside the tackles, contact balance, everything that you wanted to see from Tony Pollard in a preseason game you got to see. So shout out to Tony Pollard. I think that is the first thing that we learned. Don't know what it looks like since he would carry the ball like 50 or 70 times a year in college, which works out to about, I don't know, not very many times a game. I don't know what it looks like if he's if you're trying to hand it to him 15, 20 times a game, but Tony Pollard looks like a really nice pick and a really nice piece to this offense, whether Zeke is here or not. So that is awesome. Shout out to Tony Pollard. We learned that he can ball. First team offense cruising, despite missing some guys. I don't ever want to put too much into preseason other than how does an individual look doing his job, because it is very bland. You will have some backup quarterbacks who look great. You'll have some starting quarterbacks who look terrible. And so I try not to worry about any of that too much. But the idea that their first team offense is running the ball down the field with no problem, really. I mean, they got to a 3rd and long, which was great because then they got to throw it deep to Michael Gallup and watch him make a play. So it's all good for me as far as offense right now. It is all good. Malik Collins didn't play a ton in this game, but Malik Collins was really, really good. Pressuring the quarterback, tackle for loss. The Malik Collins and Xavier Woods breakout run, it is coming for both of them. So get ready. This Cowboys defense is going to be top 5. The offense is the wild card. I don't know what Kellen Moore and his whole deal. I don't know what to predict for that. I don't have a good feel for that. But I have a good feel that this defense is going to be really good. Because this is all without Tank Lawrence, without Byron Jones, without Tyrone Crawford, and yet in camp, preseason games, and when you just look at these guys individually, they're having a really nice preseason. Next, Mike White's not going to make the team. I think where Cooper Rush looks infinitely better than Mike White, and he had a better camp. He looks better in the preseason games. This should be a 2-quarterback team. They shouldn't keep a third one. There's too many guys either on offensive line or defensive line or in the secondary or the wide receivers. Wherever you want to keep an extra guy, you can't keep a third quarterback, and Mike White you can't keep on the roster. I mean, Cooper Rush managing pressure looks so much better. And I know they wanted to give Mike White a chance with the 2s, and now Cooper Rush, you play with the 3s, and you want to be fair to everybody, and that's great. But Cooper Rush has had the better camp. He's better in the preseason games. He handles pressure better. He's more on time. There's going to be 2 quarterbacks on this roster. It's going to be Dak Prescott, and it's going to be Cooper Rush. And if Cooper Rush plays, you're in trouble anyway. But don't keep the third one. Too many other guys that you need. Unfortunately, one of my guys, John V. Johnson, you are going to be on the practice squad, sir. It's just too much. You can't drop the football in every game. You can't. There's just no consistency when it's a contested catch, when it's over the middle, when somebody's there making contact as the ball arrives, that you're just not able to make the plays. You're not going to be wide open enough in the NFL to be able to make a living as I can run fast and I'll catch it when I'm open. And he's even had some open drops. He had an open drop in the preseason game over the weekend against the Rams. So John V. Johnson, I think, is going to be a practice squad guy. And so if you are looking for that wide receiver group, I'll go back to what Stephen Jones told us when we sat down with him. I think they trust Noah Brown. I think Reggie Davis, if he's going to be able to contribute a good amount on special teams, has a chance if they're going to keep a 6th guy. Jalen Guyton, that's kind of cooled down. So, man, maybe Reggie Davis, maybe Devin Smith, who's actually kind of cranking it up there. But I think John V. Johnson, they can talk about how much they're liking him in practice and in camp, and Jerry can talk about it, but that looks like practice squad to me because you got to be able to secure catches. You got to do that in traffic. It's just you have to be able to consistently do that. Shout out to Gallup on a great catch. My guy. It's another hype train that I got going. Olumba versus CJ Goodwin is a nice little battle. I mean, if we're assuming they keep their draft pick, Mike Jackson Sr., on the roster, I'm really interested to keep watching Donovan Olumba versus CJ Goodwin. I think that's a nice battle. I think Olumba has a little bit more upside as a cover guy, but he's also more of a cheater. He's more of a grabber. You saw he got called for the PI, but I think you'd have more plays made, more penalties called with Olumba. But that's a fun battle to watch there. Another guy who I don't think is going to make it. This is practice squad material or on someone else's roster is Mike Weber. I think he has shown a little something in terms of his vision and kind of some lateral quickness. He's had some nice runs, and he's made the most of some situations that looked bad in the backfield. But right now, with Pollard, obviously, is going to be on your football team. After that, I think Alfred Morris has a shot, and I really think Darius Jackson is ahead of Mike Weber right now. So if and when Zeke gets back, how many running backs are you keeping? Because they're going to keep a fullback. They're going to keep Olawale. They're going to have a fullback on the team. And then are you going to keep more than 3 running backs? Because if it's 3, it's Zeke, Pollard, and Morris, I think. So I think it's going to be hard for Mike Weber. Shout out to number 44, Justin Phillips, with some linebacker injuries. Had a great interception. Just snatched the ball from. He never even saw the ball. He never looked back for it. He just saw the ball appear in a tight end's hands and was like, "Let me just snatch that from you." Also made some big hits. Jordan Lewis, another really good day. He let up a catch, but Jordan Lewis is way too good to be sitting on somebody's bench. I don't know who I want to sit down, but Jordan Lewis is really, really good. Stop sitting him on the bench. And Taco, not a bad day out there for Taco. Not a bad day for Taco. That's my preseason week 2 takeaways. Y'all be good. We'll see you 2 to 7. I should change that graphic that says 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We'll see you from 2 to 7 today. Tolo it up. In the comments, leave me your favorite vegetable. That's terrible. How about your favorite kind of meat? Just something. Just subscribe and make sure you're checking 1053thefan.com every day.